So do you think that we have the advantage because we come from this medium? We are the ones that are like,
with that, yeah.
you know, we didn't start it, but we're pretty much early adopters of this medium. So in a way, I think we have an advantage, and they could actually learn from us.
Yeah, definitely.
It depends. It depends. Like, have you ever heard anyone say like, the greatest and most creative minds never make it to the point where they can tell their stories because we're constantly bombarded by like things that either intimidate people into giving up or beat them down so badly with like rejection, like the comments. That could have, if you weren't as strong as you were, that could have easily have gone the other way.
The thing you gotta understand, and that's the thing, because you say you haven't gone there yet, and I remember I told a friend I work with, I told him, you know what, you have to learn to not take it personally. You gotta learn to not take it personally because everybody has an opinion of, and again, it's like they want to like it. They just think that if they did it a little bit differently, it would be better for them. Because nobody thinks the same. Nobody thinks the same. So you have to learn to be like, okay, this, you have to try to understand where they're coming from. Because no one just goes like, oh, this is crap. Like, this is just crap. I don't like it. They won't take the time unless they're
Some of them do though.
Unless they're just being mean. No, they do. But like every comment has had like an agenda. Like there was a comment that was like, I just like the crime thing. You don't have to do monsters, just do crime.
And isn't it funny, like what some people just pick out to like? Like something that you may not even know is there, and someone just picks it out and likes that. You wonder, like, really?
And that's
and you think about it. You put that into account, and you go like, okay, certain people like this that we didn't really think about it. Okay, next time we go ahead, if that's what they like, we're gonna give them that.
Or even maybe a particular character that they may like, that you can expand on in some
More
episode.
importantly, the biggest thing, I see it's just dawning on me right now, we all did our own thing. Like, take care of number one first, because I did my stuff, and then I put it out to all of my favorite, like, content creators and got their opinions, and when I compiled everything, I would have had to make a whole different show. Like, if I wanted to make everybody happy, I wouldn't be making what I wanted at all.
And this very specific thing. We had a conversation with someone about the show. I remember they didn't understand what it was. They were filmmakers, so they didn't understand what was going on, and they kind of didn't like the script in a certain way. And he gave us a comment where it was like, if you do it like this, you're gonna like it, and your friends are gonna like it, but nobody else is gonna like it. And then we went like, yeah, but we don't understand this is the internet. The internet is not about making something for everyone. The internet is about going out there and finding your friends. On the internet, you have way more friends than you have at home. That's the thing. It's like you find people that think like you, and then you find people that kind of don't think like you, but some part of them does. So you go like, okay, this I understand. That's the thing about comments. It's not about listening to everybody and going like, oh, if they want that, I'm gonna give it. It's like, everybody's asking for this, and we kind of agree. Like I said before, like some things you don't like about your own show, and a lot of people will point it out, and they'll be like, "Oh, that makes sense," because I didn't like it either.
That's actually something I want to ask you. Would you go rather for a niche, like you just said, for a really niche audience, or for a broader audience?
Honestly, I don't mind a niche because the thing is, there's like 6 billion people in the world. You just need 1 million. And 1 million in the whole world, France, Europe, you know, America, 1 million is a niche, and that's all you need. That's all you need.
Because you can't be everything to everybody. No. It's impossible. If you try to do that, you're going to drive yourself crazy.
I think I'm kind of in between. Like, I think I want to tell stories that have mass appeal, and I think I'm headed in the right direction because, like, black filmmaker. And we're well aware of what like most black filmmakers are doing. You know, Spike is always sending a message. Tyler Perry is doing, you know, the Chitlin Circuit thing, and that's all well and fine. But I think the biggest pat on my back is that I've been able to have a black lead and have no one say anything about it. It goes in and out because they're able to place their face on the main characters.
There's an audience.
You know, and that's, to me, that's mass appeal.
Yeah.
Because normally, I would have been a niche.
Mass appeal to a certain niche.
Yes. Well, sorta.
That likes to see maybe a black lead.
Absolutely. Yeah. But you get them as well as other people. I mean, you get them just by circumstance, and then they find they like the story. You know, they gravitate to what looks like them, and you know, human nature. But whites, blacks, Asians, Hispanics, they all watch it and they all enjoy it and never once get tripped up by the fact that it could be considered a black story.
And you know why though? Because that's. I always thought there was this mentality in Hollywood where it's not that it's a fact. Like, you know how you're like, oh, it has a black lead. There's no reason why that should ever be a problem. You know how many people there are that want to watch something like that. But the thing is, I think they have this mentality of like, we don't know for sure, but we think that if maybe we put a black lead, then maybe this,
people
you know, this will happen.
Or they're gonna think it's this
but
sort
they
of
don't
thing.
know that.
They don't know.
They're making that up.
So then, what is your real reason for casting a particular ethnic in a lead role? Do you actually go for that? Oh, okay, because you're black, I'm going to put you as a lead role, or do you just go for the talent? And that person could have been a white guy or an Asian guy, or
it's a little bit of
Filipino.
This was a very personal story, but I went with ethnically ambiguous with most characters because I did want people to be a little bit like, I see him as this, or I see him as that.
Right.
And I also, most importantly, I cast my lead actor for one reason. He always looked sad. And that was it.
Wow.
He always looked sad. Like no matter what mood he was
gave
in,
you
his
something
eyes,
and you wanted
his
it,
eyes
yeah.
looked sad. Now here's another thing. Some characters that were male turned to female. Some characters that were female turned to male. Some characters that were American turned to New Zealander. And we reworked our whole story. So really it came around as inspiration. Whatever inspired me was what I did. And it was, and I remain open to those sort of things. That's why when you get your comments, like to me, I'm one of those guys where I get a ton of comments and I hear them and I'm like, I'm waiting for one of them to inspire me. They're all open to change.
That's what you have to think about. The one that actually you care about. It's not like you don't have to listen to everyone, but when you find the one that you're like, no, there's some truth here, and I'm going to listen to this one because I agree with it. That's what you
have to go for that. We have a lot of comments about our kissing scene.
Yeah.
Some people are like, why do you have that? I'm like, because we want to.
So we're in a group with other content creators. What questions do you? I like how your question. That was an awesome
it's a really good question.
Awesome question. Yeah.
Because I envy you a bit because you have these choices. You can make you can't do that, you know, because you're in Asia. So what do you have to do?
So with the Asian cinema and Hong Kong cinema, is that just? I mean, there's not a lot of diversity there, right?
You need to have
when I cast a foreigner, a guaylo, we call it guaylo right? It's getting cheesy immediately.
Wow.
Because then when you have a foreigner, you have a story that is foreign driven. It's an expat story usually. It must be done in English or whatever. You can make extreme, really niche stuff.
Is yours done in Hong Kong? What language is Hong Kong?
Cantonese, Mandarin, English. So I used all the three languages.
Can you use them all together? Because where I'm from,
I used them all together.
In a sentence, you could use three languages to complete one sentence.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, so is it the same thing?
Technically, yes, but how the way I used it is characterize people. So immediately that you know this guy is good, this guy is bad, this guy is just someone who gets killed off in the first minute, which was me actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, you have choices.
You know.
so it's. But it's
and again, there is some truth to that because we shoot the show in Mexico, so everybody's Mexican. But the thing is, for a second season, we're making it a little bit more international. We're bringing people from the United States, and we're making them speak English. And we're only subtitling them. We're not dubbing them. We're not giving them like, oh, I speak Spanish as well. We want to have that sense of like we're getting Mexican actors who can speak English because we want to have that sense of like this is bigger. For the second season, we wanted to go bigger, and we wanted to bring it international. And we get the luxury. We live near the border.
Yeah.
So they can come down. It's not like with you where you're like.
No, but the thing is, we try to make it international appealing. We try to find new ways of bringing new characters or whatever. But then in the end, the question is, do you want to appeal to your local market first and then go international?
We want to appeal to
Go
ourselves.
international and then return to the local market.
We want to appeal to ourselves, but we want to do everything that we can to find ourselves everywhere. And that's the mentality. It's like, you got to do something that you want to do and you like. And then, because it's the internet, your job since you don't have to spend.
So essentially, you have to have a center. Like have a center first, and then expand.
Find everything else.
And that's funny. Like, I might be being naive or like really optimistic, but a good story. A good story transcends. I mean, look at the Bible, for example. It's a good story. Like, it's traveled and stayed alive this long because everybody takes some sort of interest in it. It has like spectacle, it has tragedy, it has mystery, everything. You know what I mean? So like, that's my basis. Like, we will always be who we will be. Our actors will either be white, black, Asian, or whatever. But the fact that American films do so well in China shows that those stories translate. The fact that the Raid Redemption is completely in what, Thai? Is it Vietnamese? Indonesian. And it's killing over here, and that director is going to do great. Like story. Like with me right now, I will guarantee no one has ever compared me to like a Tyler Perry. The closest comparison I've ever gotten is Robert Rodriguez, because I do almost everything on my own.
Okay.
And that's the biggest thing, because his book is sitting right on top of my desk.
I think everybody has read, you know, or has watched or anything, because it's like a rite of passage. And I'm Mexican, so it's even more like, you know, it's different, but it's like, there was just this sense, and I think everybody has it. Most of everybody that I've talked to is that we just wanted to do it. We just wanted to tell the story, and we couldn't do it with the choice that we had until the internet came along. We realized, oh, we can tell our story. And things like you say, like, oh, I'm trying to do mainstream, but here's the big question. Are you doing what you want to do?
Absolutely.
Is the story something you like? And it doesn't, it started like whether it's mass produced, like, it's your story. That's what's the important part of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, and that's why I said, you know, like us talking about people's critiques and stuff, be as open-minded to that as possible. The only danger is there becoming so much noise that you can't hear your own voice. You know what I mean? And I'm the other end of the spectrum. I live in the middle of the desert. I can't hear any voice but my own. This is the only place in which I get to hear if I did a good job or not. You know, because you send it to friends and family, and you got to tune them out because they're obligated.
They don't
to
see
say
it
yes.
like that.
You know?
No, they see it differently. They're like, my little kid made something. You know, no matter how old you are, it's always like.
And we're here in France, but when you scream, be honest, will there be a little bit of nerves?
What do you mean?
When you scream, will there be a little bit
There
of nerves?
always is, and I've done it so many times by now.
You want our approval,
and
right?
Of course I do.
And I want yours, so I'm freaking out about it.
And here's the thing, and also there's something very interesting, and from the screenings that I've seen, because you know you watch a lot of things. I think every show that's in the festival, they're trying to entertain. A lot of shows don't try. Like, I've seen other things, they don't try to entertain. My point was to entertain.
Someone said that to me this week. It's all about being entertained. Like, when I commit to watch something, when I commit to press play or commit to pick up that remote control and hit whatever channel, I want to be entertained. So then, why aren't more people trying to do that, going more for the entertainment factor as opposed to...
What else is there to do when you pick up a camera? Like, why else would you pick up a
there's
camera other than to entertain?
Some people don't. So I've talked to a couple of people that have
to make
more
money,
of a,
maybe?
No. They have a sort of kind of like. It's not like it's wrong. It's like it's the self-expression of it for themselves. Like, there's some people that go like, I will shoot something.
Experimental.
And I will only see it myself, and I don't care if anybody sees it. And literally, that's the mentality.
Well, are they entertaining themselves though? Because
yes.
even if I'm doing something
They're
for myself,
entertaining
I still want to
themselves.
entertain myself.
But they don't care about anyone else, and that's fine. It's just, I remember when I got into this was because I used to make my friends laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what mattered. Like,
so it's all, essentially you work for the audience.
I work for someone.
You work for the audience.
But
I think also
even as an actor, like even when you go out there and they give you this canvas to perform your art, when you're in a scene, don't you like go for I need to entertain the viewer?
Definitely.
Because you work for the viewer. You know?
I want to do something interesting that they want to see. But of course, you get bad scripts too. And sometimes you have to do those scripts. And you know it's not entertaining, but you do it anyway. So, and I think, you know, but the person who wrote it probably thought it was entertaining. He doesn't think, oh, this is not entertaining. He thinks that's entertaining. But when you read it, it's like, it's not entertaining. Okay, I get some money.
You gotta go do it.
Well, I do it.
So let's conclude with, because you know, people are eating, we gotta go eat. We're hungry. So we're gonna conclude with just short answers. What are your goals? Like, what do you want to accomplish going forward?
Our goal.
Let's start with you, and then we're gonna end with
Okay, our goal from the beginning, and it's always going to be this: it's to find an audience. the audience. We want an audience. We want people to watch what we're doing because that's why we do it. We don't do it for any other reason than for people to watch it, and we want to find who wants to do it, who wants to see it. That's what we want to do. That's our main goal. Everything else falls under that.
Yeah, my one as an actor is to find new interesting people to work with, and of course interesting project, but also people who can, you know, not only do the projects, who can bring them out there. So it's not end up in a box or a drawer. So it's out there. That's what I do.
To become a name that is known and respected in the industry. That's it?
No, that's important. You want to be seen, you got to be someone. It's very important. Yeah.
For me personally, web series are not, I want to do more. I want to find new ways of telling stories. Transmedia is a good way right now. New ways to engage audience into your project while you do it, before you do it, or after you do it. Doesn't really matter. So basically, the entire spectrum, make it interactive, make it more appealing, entertaining, sure, but also have a certain standard, a certain quality standard, certain art standard.
Awesome. So I guess that concludes our roundtable, and I want to thank you guys for participating, Miguel, Manuel, Fredrik.
Thanks.
Good to meet you too. Hanging out with you. That's great. All right, well, we're gonna go eat. We're hungry. All right. Bye. All right. You guys enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.